Hello and welcome to our flip video lesson, Ideas About the Gods, lesson 3.06. So we have our lesson details for today, our Human Odyssey reading pages 56 to 63, your student workbook pages 58 to 59. You have an OMS assignment, it would be your assessment 3.06, and then about the topic religion in ancient Sumer. So our learning objectives for today: describe how religious beliefs helped explain the apparently unpredictable workings of nature, describe what the Sumerians believed were human responsibilities to the gods, and identify the major religious beliefs of the Sumerians. Introduction. The forces of nature are awe-inspiring and sometimes frightening. Throughout the ages, people have tried to explain the powerful forces of nature and to make sense of the world around them. The Sumerians believed that the forces of nature were alive, and they worshipped those forces. A quick note: to understand ancient cultures and their beliefs, it's important to understand their religion as it related to the world around them. Please remember, as we're going through these different cultures, I'm not teaching you to believe a certain religion, but it is important to understand their religion and how it impacted their world. So as we go through this, a quick note: monotheism means the belief in one God. Polytheism means the belief in more than one God. The Sumerians were polytheistic. They believed in more than one God. Sumerian beliefs. The Sumerians believed in many gods. They believed that the gods were powerful and unpredictable, and that it was their responsibility to keep the gods happy. The Sumerians believed that their gods were the cause of the sometimes frightening and unpredictable workings of nature. Religious beliefs played a large role in the Sumerians' daily life. They believed in many powerful nature gods. So this is where I need you to turn to your study guide. Again, this page does not have a lot of space for writing, so if you would like, you can get out a piece of paper, notebook paper, and you can staple it to page 58 in your student guide. If you need to pause the video, you can do so. So this very first question asks, which Sumerian god would be responsible for each of these elements in nature? And you can go ahead and pause the video here and you can look through each of these different gods that the Sumerians believed in. This is also on page 64 in your Human Odyssey reading book. So if you prefer, you can take a look at that page there as well. And I'd like you to try and figure out which god would be responsible for rain, which would be responsible for a long winter, which would be responsible for hurricane winds, and which would be responsible for fertile soil. If you need to, you can go ahead and pause this video now. Question number 2. Why do the Sumerians identify the forces of nature with individual gods? There are hundreds of natural happenings and disasters that the Sumerians would want to explain. Having gods that represented the many forces of nature was the explanation, since there were many things the Sumerians couldn't control. Question number 3. How did the Sumerians honor their gods? The Sumerians tried to keep their gods happy by building temples and by worshiping them. And question number 4. What did Sumerians believe was human responsibility to the gods, or about human responsibility to the gods? The Sumerians believed they were created to be servants of the gods. They were destined to work hard in order to free the gods from having to work. And it is important to note that you are doing your reading pages 56 to 63. It's important to come to class, it's important to watch these flip videos, and it's important to do your readings. If you are doing all of that, you are going to completely understand all of these topics, or at least have a good base to ask great questions when you come to class. Important vocabulary words to understand as you're working through this lesson and as you take your assessment. Polytheism is a belief in many gods. Monotheism is a belief in one god. Unpredictable means not able to be predicted, an unknown outcome. And responsibility is a state or fact of having a duty to deal with something, or of having control over someone or something. And here we come to our quote section. Civilization is a movement, not a condition. A voyage, not a harbor. It's by Arnold Toynbee. Thanks for joining me today. As always, stay positive, stay fighting, stay brave, stay ambitious, stay focused, and stay strong. Have a great day.